Yes, we are now flying through the air on a giant bird. From this height, the museum looks like a blocky crater, slowly filling with rain. Oh, that's why some of the houses have those pontoons on them and empty barrels so that they can float. I like the fact that because this is a bird, it has to keep moving in order to stay in the air, so we don't just stay in one place. Alright, so we need to get over on the other side from Lake Cumberland, I believe. You have to follow the Green River way out east and then hop over Lake Cumberland. Okay. As before, we'll wander around a little bit and see if there's anything else to see. For example, some of the places that we've been to before we can see from the air now. Equus Oils. From this angle, the building looks strange and abstract, like a pile of intersecting boxes and triangles. We have a diner here. I think I remember that from earlier. An all-night diner by the side of the road. The lights are on. I guess we'll head north first, since ultimately we're heading south. There's the church. A country church with a pitched roof and 3-story spire. A large LED display glows in the parking lot. Behind the church are several dusty metal cans, a few of which are opened. It's because we opened them, I think. There's the bait shop. A large dirt parking lot surrounds the bait shop. A sign is vaulted above the road on a thin steel bar. Small figure. A tiny gray figure walks along the side of the road carrying what appears to be a guitar case. He is followed closely by a smaller shape, a dog. He suddenly winks out of view, perhaps into the woods. I think that's the guitarist that we accidentally put money into his whiskey cup. From above, a huge swaying tipple looks like a small wooden lattice framing the edge of the mine entrance. Let's see, anything else to look at? See anything. Now, we were told to go east, which is over here, I believe. Oh, no, I'm sorry, we're heading north. Gotta turn around. Keep your eye, you have to keep your eye on that compass rose there now that you're free to pretty much move wherever you want. Okay, Green River. Shadowy figure drags itself out of the lake, stuffs its limbs into a small blue shirt, and trudges slackily out of view. People walking out of the lake? That's kind of weird. We need to go... no, it says follow the Green River way out east. Okay, so we are in the right direction. Yeah, this is the Green River. Although maybe we went too far. Let's go back this way. We're in the right vicinity, though. So, do we head off this way? No, that kind of ends there too. Oh, wait a minute. No, no, no. Ah, here we go. This should be Lake Cumberland. Yes. Okay. So we'll kind of do a little circling of this area. See if there's anything we can interact with. See a swamp? From a distance, from the air. It first looks like a swamp, vines having grown over the street lamps. Flower bushes obscure the streets, and a few of the houses have slipped partially into the ground, foundations cracked by underground roots. Could that be the original location of the neighborhood, maybe? Who knows? Somewhere over here is the forest. Let me check one more time. Hop over Lake Cumberland. Okay. Whoops. Oh, I see something over there. There it is. Let's check it out. So apparently, for whatever reason, the bird carries people from the museum over here at night to help them sleep. Act 2, Scene 5. A forest. And looks like we are currently playing as Ezra. Again, we have left or right, so I'll go left first. But doesn't look like we can go any further this way, so we'll head back to the right. Man, that is a big bird, and it looks like it's a bald eagle. You can hear a song in the background, and actually each act comes with one folk music track with it, along with all the other surreal music. The last one was You Have to Cross That Lonesome Valley by Yourself. Offhand, top of my head, I forget the name of this one, but it's another classic American folk song. Used to be a group of people playing, but now it looks like it's just him. So I guess Ezra will speak with Conway. He's chilling on the log here. It's okay. Just take it easy. I'm just going to close my eyes. I don't think that's a good idea. Just take some strain off your leg for a minute, and then we'll keep going. Why is this delivery so important to you? It's my job. Yeah, okay, I get that. My dad used to say I was born with a soldering iron in my hand. It's just always been who I am. Before we talk to anyone else, I'm curious. Just go over here and see how far we can go. Oh. Conway's over there? Ah, he moved. Okay. So going to the right basically, I think, progresses events here. So let's talk to the dog. How'd you come to be with these people?
Got to go home, boys, got to go.
I bet you were pretty wild when you were younger.
It's dark and raining and I've got to go.
When I'm old like you, I'll still be wild.
I'm on my long journey home.
So it looks like Conway is still able to move. He's gone over to this little hut. And there's some houses in the background too. So this looks like there's a community out here. Makes sense. If people are sleeping here, I guess they'd have to sleep somewhere. Some more musicians out in the woods. Shouldn't be much farther now. I think I see where the settlement ends over there. These are some fine-looking trees. Ha! Yeah, really nice. You a tree enthusiast? Just nice to have something to lean up on. You're in a lot of pain right now, aren't you? I just need to rest. We're almost there. Dr. Truman will have a nice couch or something you can rest on. And some medicine or something. I don't know. Have you ever been over to the lake? Ezra's talking to the dog, by the way. I went there once with my folks. We had some burgers. Pretty great. I could use a burger right now. You can see the tent here keeps vanishing in and out past the trees. I think by this time you guys are starting to understand what I mean by talking about how surreal this game is. It's going to be harder and harder to take events too literally. Do you have any family you're close with? Brother or sister? Kids? I have a brother, but I wouldn't say we're close. What does he do? He's about my age. Retired. Retired? I can't imagine. Well, I'd probably hate it anyway. You never talked to him? Nah, I burned that bridge pretty bad. Who knows? I guess I was always closest with Weaver. As close as someone can be with a girl like that. She was always on her own wavelength. We were the same age growing up, and everything else was so busy. When she disappeared, I got pretty angry. And I guess I just stayed that way. I never really understood her. But I knew her. It's lonely without someone like that around. Sorry, you're a good listener. That I'll believe. I bet you come from a big family of dogs. Well, I have a pretty good-sized family too, I guess. I guess we'll see the rest of them pretty soon. Houses keep fading in and out of existence here. Well, I get to talk to Shannon now. He's inside with Dr. Truman. Are you coming in? Sure. I'll come in. Dr. Truman lets me watch TV sometimes. My folks never watch TV, but I like the way it looks. You said you lost track of your family earlier? Yep. It's easy to get lost, especially out here in the woods like this. I never really get lost, though. I just look out for Julian. He's always around. My folks had a really nice house, bigger than any of these houses, but it made them worried all the time. Then the bank took it back. We had to sleep at the bus station, but I couldn't ever get to sleep. So I just went out to fly around every night with Julian. We flew really far, and we never got lost. But when we came back in the morning, they were all gone. We'll help you look for them. Yeah, okay. Maybe we can all go looking again later tonight. Let's go see what's on TV. And yeah, I think during that exit interview is when I really realized how badly they had me. But how else can you pay for medical school? I have college friends with debts like that. You can't expect to pay that back unless you're planning to sell painkillers on the side or something. Or, some kind of administrative thing. I don't know. Having seen what arthritis did to my grandmother, and my best friend in high school destroy his wrists building synthesizers, I mean, he was like 17. Ailments of the joints and limbs just seem important to me. I hope that answers your question. Getting a scholarship with that pharmaceutical company had a lot of strings attached, but at least I have somewhere to practice, even if I have to follow their market trends a bit. And hey, thanks to all those seminars, I'm an expert on the medical uses of oh boy, how do you pronounce that? Neuripnol? Neuripnol, TM. It's not so bad. So how about that leg? What happened exactly? My leg was crushed by fallen rocks. Ah, crushing injury. Yeah, those can be pretty bad. Everything gets all compressed and there are a lot of little pieces to... You know what, never mind. Let's take a look. How bad could it be, right? Famous last words said by a doctor. Yep, sure enough, Ezra is watching TV. What are they singing about? They're singing about going home. Yeah, they're singing about their home because they're lost right now. It's a scary song. It's not scary. It's hopeful. Dr. Truman's going to help your friend. He'll be okay. It's nothing we can't handle. You might have a few things to look out for in the future. Be a bit gentler with that leg or the way you walk. But you'll be okay. I've dealt with similar cases before. So, the anesthetic we'll use is called Neuripnol. It's pretty experimental, but it's more appropriate in cases like yours. The way it works is, I'll count backwards from 5 to start the process, and then we'll just have a normal conversation as the Neuripnol TM takes effect. Then I'll get started. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's talk about billing for a moment. The pharmaceutical company I contracted with was recently acquired by an energy company that has some different standards for billing and revenue. So it's a little complex now. He's trying to talk about billing while he's almost unconscious. That's kind of underhanded, Mr. Doctor. And now I think that Conway is tripping. More so than before. end of Act 2. After seeing all everything being so dark, man, that light made me blink there. Looks kind of pretty, actually. It's Conway and someone else at the same table. 83 and sunny now. Looks like it's going to get up to about 101 by late afternoon in Louisville and 103 in E-Town. Not a cloud in sight, so get out those parasols. Major accident just ahead of the Barnstown exit, so if you're headed to work on 31, you are late, my friend. Sugar? Just a little. I forgot how you take your coffee. I'm tired. I didn't sleep well. Those old horses of Ira's used to keep me up. You thought they were having bad dreams, I remember. Ira wouldn't hear it. They're just horses. But those horses were troubled. Althea chewed up the wood in the stalls. That's right. Charlie loved those horses. He'd sit on the roof and read these textbooks and watch them. He was so careful here. Our roof was just in better shape than the one he fell from. I always told him to test each tile with the heel first. If it's a heel, you can kick it back and still put your toe on something solid when the tile slips. I remember your lessons. He just wanted to study his... what was it called? Astronomy. That's it. How could I forget? It wasn't his fault. It wasn't anyone's fault, Conway. That's what we mean when we say it's a tragedy. Sure. Well, we have a mail order delivery today. Might be a long drive. I hope the truck can hold up. Long drive? What makes you think so? They said it couldn't come in person. Maybe just a shut-in. I don't recognize the address. The order is all... I'm sure we can fill it. Guess that'll be my last. I guess it will be. The last act of Lisette's Antiques. The... oh, what's the word? Finale. Maybe. No, that's not the word. I just need to think a bit. More coffee or something? Or I've had too much. It'll come to you. Maybe. I'm not so sure anymore. It seems inevitable there will start to be words that I lose forever. What are those boxes you set in the hallway? Those are Charlie's old books. Oh. I thought you might like to look at them. Oops, nope, that's Conway. I thought you might like to look at them. I'll take them with me. Thank you. Cora should be here soon. Will you wait with me? Sure, Liz. I'll wait with you. There's your traffic and weather on the 5s, and every 10 minutes brought to you by Consolidated Power Company. Stick around for Old Kentucky Home with Kate, helping to turn your humble home into a mansion, after this. Whoa. Okay, that's different. He replaced his leg. With something that looks skeletal and Shiny? Electric? I'm not sure how to describe that. But that's only if you make a late payment on a follow-up visit. I think everything went well here. For that, they'll only want to bill for... Oh, he's awake. How do you feel, old man? All fixed up? Truman says you might be misty coming out of it. So... I was dreaming. That's unlikely. Neuropnol TM is quite powerful. In fact, many patients report a sensation of lost time. You feel like you've lost time? I guess so. It's been about 2 hours. What have you been doing? We watched TV for a while. Then Dr. Truman showed me some of the terms of this bill. It's kind of... You'll want to look over yourself, I think. How about that leg? How's your leg feeling? Yeah, that's the important part. Conway shifts his leg a bit in the chair, testing it. Well? It was the heat. The shingles were cracked in the sun, and one of them slipped out under his feet. Shingles? What are you talking about? Who slipped? Your thoughts and feelings are probably still a bit nebulous from the Neuropnol TM. That's totally normal. It'll pass. I wouldn't recommend driving, at least for another hour or two regardless. Conway stares remotely at his leg. Let's talk about a few things you should be aware of. Recovery, rehabilitation, and side effects. Oh, I'm used to a few side effects. There'll be side effects of Neuropnol TM. Mostly, the operation itself wasn't particularly remarkable. Typically, we see daydreaming, deja vu, pensiveness, fugue states, irregular perception of time. About 15% of patients report a generalized sensation of lateness. Nothing to be alarmed about, just keep it in mind. Best thing you can do is clean it, keep it clean and free of debris. What do I clean it with? Only clean your leg with a soft cloth, moistened with water and isopropyl alcohol. You'll definitely want to avoid abrasive agents like detergents or other solvents. So, do you have any questions? Anything about the bill that didn't make sense? I don't mean to rush you, but I have an early fishing trip. Tell him about the payment plan in the bill. Ah, yeah, that's one of the atypical clauses. I don't really have any control over the bill. Now that the Consolidated Power Company bought my employer, they handle everything. So it all runs through your electricity bill now. You could pay it back in full on your next billing cycle, or you can get on an energy credit payment plan. You have to call Consolidated for more detail about that. I don't really understand how it works. Something about generating electricity to send it back to the grid. Thanks for your help. Julian's outside. We can head back to your truck. Act 3, Scene 1. Back to the Museum of Dwellings. Alright, so here we are. Yeah, it looked like the prelude to Act 3 was a flashback. Lisette was talking with Conway about making this last delivery. And it wasn't explicit, but it seemed at least kind of implied that perhaps Conway and Lisette were married. That they had their son Charlie, who had a fatal accident when he was up on the roof to do some astronomy stuff, and he slipped and fell off the roof. And it also seems maybe implied that Lisette might be suffering from Alzheimer's, perhaps. She's talking about starting to forget things. And maybe she's moving to a nursing home or something. That's a little iffy. I wasn't sure. But again, it's just kind of, you have to kind of read between the lines as to maybe what's going on. And Conway has a new artificial leg here. very bizarrely looking, and it's somehow connected with Consolidated Power Company, which we've heard about in the past, and we're going to run into more about them in the near future. So now our party consists of Conway, Shannon, Blue, and now Ezra, and for now at least, Ezra's friend, the giant bald eagle Julian. But this here is going to wrap up our latest recording session. So until next time, fellow adventurers, take care.